but doing a movie review on The Notebook. Movie and book review almost. And this is just gonna be one long take. No pauses, no edits, nothing. So I can kind of do horrible in a realistic way. Of the book right here. I just recently read the book, I think probably a week ago. And the movie I've seen so many times. A fun fact, which I didn't know before seeing it, I didn't know that John Cassavetes and Gina Rowlands had married and had Nick Cassavetes, who directed The Notebook, and then Nick Cassavetes directed his own mother, Gina Rowlands, in the movie. And sadly enough, Gina Rowlands died of Alzheimer's last year, which is something, since she had it in the movie. So, what is The Notebook about? It's pretty hard to give a movie a big summarize, but it's pretty simple. Two people, poor guy, handsome, rich girl, meeting Summer. Her parents don't like it. They break up, and then 7 years later, I think 7 years, right? More than a decade. So the book is more than a decade, but I think the movie. Let me check. The movie is 7 years, so yeah. Notebook is really, really one of the more like controversial movies because you have a lot of people loved it, and then it's a big culture shift now when everyone's like, no, not really a big fan of it. I'm of course a big fan of it. I check my Letterboxd. I've seen it. I think it's probably four times this year. And the Notebook is really a more complex movie than it appears on the surface. Because you have the Notebook, very beloved, but about a niche of like girls and people my age and teenagers. Guys, like, on TikTok, it's this big trend of calling it horrible, calling it like Bob propaganda, which is funny, but it's not that really. It's more of a flawed portrayal on love, but it's still very interesting. If you think about most of romance movies, they show humans in relationships and in a very happy way, and the ones that don't get a very negative reaction. Like, let's take Before Sunrise, the Before trilogy in general. Before Sunrise, they're meeting, sparking. Everyone loves it, because these two people who just express themselves, loving each other, everything. And then Before Sunset, which is basically the same thing, but days been gone. And then get Before Midnight. Before Midnight, they're arguing. This is happening. This. It's more messy and it's not as beloved. Let's look at Letterboxd. Before Sunrise, 4.3. Before Sunset, 4.3. Before Midnight, 4. So 4 is still good and it's still unclear, but it's a drop off. And the Notebook portrays it in a way where Allie gets with she moves home and she finds this guy Lon, and Lon is a nice guy, good person, and she's like, okay, and she loves him, but she's like, oh, Noah. So she goes to see him with a sort of action of, sort of meditation of, yeah, this might could happen. Maybe I want to go and see if the things that happened previously are still intact. And of course, they get there, and it's like love at first sight again. That's love at second sight. Love at second sight. And she goes, have a great day. She comes the next day, and then she actually cheats on her fiance. She's torn between two choices of should she be with her fiance, who's nice to her, who's a good person, who's stable, or should you be with Noah, who's also stable? The movie tries to portray him as poor, but his house is, he's look at his house. But she has something different. I don't know. The movie does sort of a bad way of explaining what Noah had differently. Besides he's Ryan Gosling, I guess Ryan Gosling. But in the book, it explains more of what she has differently, what he has differently. So yeah. I don't think she was wrong. I think, in part, if you're marrying someone, but you do it like someone else, it's a disservice to them to even just marry them if you like someone else. You know, so maybe she's wrong for cheating, but she did divorce him. I mean, she did tell him she didn't cheat, and never tell him she cheated. Told him. So, this portrays love as a more absurd thing, which it is. Love is not as fine rules. You love one person, so love kind of stops where you love this person, and you can love someone else, then you can, But it's more of a flawed way. It's more of an in-depth way. And also, too, it shows her struggle. It doesn't show. She sees Noah. She's like, oh yeah, I love him. She didn't go just a cheat. She scolded him. When people aren't perfect, how old is she? She's only 24. She meets him. Some people, why would you choose to be with someone you don't fully love? At 24, she's not like 70 or 650 and have kids or so on and so on. So I'm not saying she's perfect, but I'm saying giving it this hate is giving her hate for it, calling her a whore is infactual. What else? The movie has a great way, and it's benefited of having Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams, two immensely attractive people, wonderful actors, can really hold a screen by themselves. Both of them. Rachel McAdams does it in Mean Girls, and Ryan Gosling, because they make all his movies. We can hold a screen, and this one here, the chemistry is so perfect. They hold a screen perfectly. And two, The Notebook is a fantastical and fantasy view of love. It's not a ultra realistic, but who's gonna be with Nazis for 7 years and it's gonna make love someone and you might meet that person? Well, before sunrise, that's how long it was. Before sunrise takes place 9 years after, and she still loves him. 9 years after, before sunrise was one day, and spiral out of control because it's one person, spiral out of control. So, it's just giving harsh. It's giving, Before Sunrise is my favorite. On my romance tier rank, I don't let up tier rank everything. I have The Notebook at 2 and Before Sunrise at 5. So, let's not at all pretend that I love Before Sunrise. But people just get it more, I guess because it's more artur than The Notebook is. And so people give it more praise and love. But The Notebook is fantastic. The book is alright. It's decent. The book is made better because of the movie. But sometimes the writing gets way too self-indulgent. Sometimes the guy is just trying to be flowery. Yeah, if I can find the line. Maybe I can. Oh, yeah, I can find her. Okay, say on that time. Unexpected. But it won't get it out though. No way. You just as better at it than I am. I'm not really editor. I'm at it. So they sit there and watch me shuffle through this book. Man, no longer than 2 minutes. It'll not be 2 minutes. It'll be a minute. Let me see if I can find a version of Nicholas Sparks trying to show his flowery prose and showing everything. Okay, I can't find one. That's sad. But it is a lot of flowery prose in here. So that's negative. And it leaves so much interpretation. I mean, it's like this book's written to be made into a movie because the movie expands way much more, so much more. Thing. There's so many scenes. The carnival scene. Oh, the carnival scene is a big topic. It's a very, very, very big topic. Oh, I don't know. It's charming, but it is only charming because of Ryan Gosling. Well, of course. Listen, it is a more stranger, but it's a movie. It was a different time, and it's charming. I mean, it's a movie. I mean, I'm not gonna know if it's some stranger in the street. I'd be like, yo, man, what are you doing? But it's a movie. I mean, we can start chastising every movie if it's not realistic. I can find hundreds of movies which have stupid things in them, and no one chastises it. The Notebook has faced the problem that Star Wars has faced, that Harry Potter has faced. Stranger Things is gonna face coming soon. And this problem comes with film people who almost pretentious film people, almost like me, who is something is loved so much by the masses, you want to purposely try and ostracize them, like, oh, that's not my type of stuff, It's like if someone said their favorite romance movie was The Notebook, and then I would say, well, no, not The Notebook. I prefer, Punch Drunk Love, which is really good. If I say I prefer Phantom Thread or PTAs, I'm saying PTA. No, something like that. And then you go and say, oh yeah, I seem more pretentious, and I seem like I know more than you. I really don't. I just hate them. So yeah, The Notebook, very good, very, very, very good. And Love Over Time, I think Love Over Time thing, it's factual. I mean, for me, one girl I've loved for like 5 years. I don't think I'm gonna stop anytime soon. I don't think I'm just gonna give up. I'm like, oh no. 5 years. I think 5 years, right? I'm not bad at math. Yeah, 5 years. So that's a Notebook. Very good. People hate it too much. And it's charming as charming can be. I don't really have anything else to think about it. And people's opinion isn't going to change about it, but for me, this one's going to be fantastical. But I mean, maybe else because maybe it become a hopeless romantic. And two, you're a teenager or something like that, who still isn't older and doesn't gain this cynical view of love and romance and things, then of course you're not gonna have it. I mean, if you have a you're 6 years old, a cynical view and think love is all horrible, then you're not gonna have the same viewpoint. But yeah, that's about it. If anyone has any movies for me to do review on soon, then comment it. I mean, Eustace will be here next time because this sucks me doing it alone, but I have Eustace. Well, I mean, I could do any of my favorite movies I can do a review on. I'm between for next one, Pride and Prejudice, favorite movie of all time, Pulp Fiction, Blue Velvet, Vertigo, Before Sunrise, Punch Drunk Love, anyone like that.